Hey, how's it going? We're in my theater room right now. And in case you see that thing, wait, right there, that's my space jockey chair getting reflected in my screen. My TV has this weird anti-glazing, anti-glare coating glazing on it. So yeah, you see how my hand looks all kind of ghosty? That's what that is. That's what makes it look like that, but that's not what's important. I was gonna write a long comment to a friend on YouTube about this, what I'm gonna talk about now. And then I thought I should make a video about it because I think this is kind of an important thing I want to talk about. And I wanted to go to a nicer location besides just being in my theater room, but at least the acoustics are good in here, so it's not all echoey. I had the thought to go record it under the bridge over wherever it is. So anyways, I'm gonna try not to have my mind wander too much like it usually does. It's kind of hot in here, but whatever. Oh, see how long my nails are? I need to trim my nails too, because they're getting too long. But I was too tired today, and the time or the energy to do it. Now I gotta go to bed. But at first, I have to make this video because I have to get this off my mind. I'm stalling too much. But okay, let me get to the point though. So I was thinking. I've heard this idea before that, like, who we are, and I wanted to make the lighting better too and make myself look a little prettier, but whatever. Like, who we are is like a fractal of another soul, and it's like there's other me's. There are other shards of me out there. Here's an example. I was at the mall, and I seen this guy that looked just like me 20 years ago. Like exactly like what I used to look like back then. The same, I always had long curly hair like this. This person's hair was like, it's just like mine, like face, like the same kind of chunkiness that I used to have when I was that age. And if you look into my face, you can see how my eyeballs are kind of slanted like that. My eyeballs have kind of the camber of my eyeballs is like a little bit slanted, like, down like that. I don't know, maybe the lighting isn't showing it, but I almost stabbed myself with my glasses. This person's like, it's like they're clearly related to me. And it's like another myself. I don't know, not necessarily like all these different me's. I don't know what they look like, but maybe that person was just, genetically related to me. I wanted to go up to them and say, like, bro, you look just like me before I got older, lost weight, and started taking titty Skittles. Like, you look exactly like me before those three things happened. Who's your daddy? Because I think my grandpappy messed around and had a child, and that child had a child, and that was you. But that's not what this video was about, though. That was just another interesting example of another myself out there. So since I've started HRT, I've been having these dreams. I've had at least 2 of them so far, but I think maybe I've had more. Well, basically the dream will go like this, that there'll be some kind of piece of shit transphobe person, and the person who I am in the dream hates their guts and then viciously attacks them and hurts them and maybe causes them to not be alive anymore in the dream. So don't get it twisted. And the thing is, though, I don't feel that way about transphobes. Like, obviously, I don't like transphobes, right? Because, they lie about us, and they believe cartoon-level propaganda about us, and they spread cartoon-level propaganda about us. And I don't hate them, though. I just see them as, like, kind of like a broken person. You know how they have, on the computer machine, how they have, you can program, like little creatures to evolve, and then sometimes they're kind of fucked up, and they will develop creatures that they got 4 limbs on, one side, and they kind of flop around, and they're not functional. That's That's kind of what I see Transfems as. They're like a not functional kind of thing. And I don't hate them. It's just, they're just sad individuals that are... I'm going to put a link in the description. Someone who made a really good video about people that... A really good video like explaining the myths of BS they say about us and stuff. I'll put that in the description. It's really good. You should go watch that and press the thumbs up button. And make QR codes of it and give it to Transfem. But here, watch this. This will educate you and make you understand that you are, in fact, believing cartoon level propaganda. But anyways, though, I was thinking about... I had one of these dreams again where that's what happened, where I was this person who hated there's this transphobe, piece of shit transphobe guy. And in the dream, I was choking this. It's kind of like there's some movie I saw where the femme fatale was like attacking the guy and squeezing his neck with her legs. And I was doing that to this transphobe guy in the dream. I was like choking this guy out with my legs. I was wearing my tight green pants or something, and I was choking him out. And then other violent things happened to end this person in the dream. And I woke up absolutely mortified about it, because I don't wish ill will towards these people, you know what I mean? Like, I detest that kind of shit, because it's like, I made a video about this website, which I won't go into, and I had to delete the video because it was hurting someone I cared about, who later ended our friendship in a really messed up way. I'm still kind of hurt about that, because they could have just said they don't want to be my friend, and that would have at least been respectful. I have kind of a red spot here. I don't know what that's about. See, that it kind of looks like crap. I don't know what that's about. Might be electrolysis related. Hopefully that'll go away eventually. But yeah, so my whole point of making that video, that's no longer on my channel now, was basically to explain how that my time there, I saw these bigot people and how twisted with hate that they are, and how that was, when you hate people that much, it like starts to eat away at your soul, where you become dumber and dumber and dumber. And it's like, I saw how negative the hate was, and it's like, it was a good experience for me, because it made me never want to hate anyone ever again. Even if there was someone who deserved it, like to the extreme. I don't want to be like them. See me pointing? Like they're over there or something. All the bigots live in that general direction over there. That'd be interesting. At least you'd know where not to go, right? That's kind of funny, because that's where that town is over there, where I got called the most F-slurs from. This is one town here, and then when I would carry my big trans flag around, I got called the F-slur more times there than I did my whole life. The first time I did it, I was like, wow, that exceeded my F-slur counter in my entire life in one day. And then when I did it other times, I got called the F-slur a lot. Like, that is where the bigots live out here, is over there. I'm losing my train of thought, though, like I always do. But I don't want to hate anyone anymore. Like, I don't want to be like that. I don't want to be like them, because they're full of hate for us. And look at the scene. Like, I saw what it is doing to them, right? So here's the point I'm getting to. Like, I was thinking about it, and it's like, I've had other dreams, like I'm these other different people, and it's like, I'm thinking, like, I was thinking about this, that it's like maybe these dreams I've been having is the thoughts and feelings of the other myself, the other soul fragments of the more, I don't know what any of this, like, I always wondered, like, what is consciousness? Who are we? What is conscious? Like, all these, what is consciousness? What is all this? You know what I mean? It's a great mystery, and maybe we're not supposed to have the answers, because we're here to feel a sense of mystery, to have things be new, because, like, where we come from, what we were before we were incarnated into these meat bodies was, like, we knew everything. We did everything. So we come down here to be able to be like, I don't know how to speak that language. I don't know this. I don't know that. So we could have that experience of ignorance and fear and unknowing and anxiety, because these things, we're incapable of experiencing these kind of things where we come from. But I was thinking, like, maybe that's what these dreams I'm having are from, because like now that I'm on HRT, I'm like connecting to my fellow other Transfems and I'm like experiencing there, and it's like I don't know. I kind of want to make a video about it, because to be kind of like, you know, to encourage the collective consciousness, I guess, to let go of their hatred. Like I won't even say what kind of person. I won't say the word, because even that might make them upset. But they know who they are. The friend I mentioned that ended our friendship in the most heinous of ways, because they said a bunch of stuff, crazy stuff to me that they knew I didn't want to hear. And they said it because they knew I would delete my comment to get rid of their reply. But I'm not even going to get into that. What this person did to end our friendship, because it's not important. But he's full of hate too. He said to me once how, like, he doesn't even want to get better, how he just wants to pursue his hatred. And that's no way to live. Like, as messed up as a lot of these people are, it's stupid to hate them. Just, like, let it go, you know? Like, yeah, they're trying to take away our rights and try to lie about us, but it's like, why are you gonna, like, become them, though? Seems like I had a point I wanted to get to. I don't know. Let me drink some water. It's like I guess I'm asking the question, like, I don't know, like, what makes me be able to? And I can't say I don't hate anyone. Like, there's people that I do, like Blair White. That's why, see, the thing is, that's why I don't not only did I unsubscribe from her, I don't even go look at the comments over there, because she enrages me so much. How she's like, she was sucking off the Mango Mussolini about how he is punishing, she was cheering him on for punishing all LGBT people because the community went too far. And then and then right after that, she's like, I'm Christian. It's like, no, just get out of here with that. Like, you think that because you're gonna identify as Christian and you're one of the good ones, that, yeah, that's not gonna really work out for you, but whatever. Like, and that's why I can't watch her, because I don't want to feel. And also how she was like saying that being trans is a mental illness, which it's not. Pretending that you're not trans is the mental illness, which is what I did from age 19 until today. Well, not today, but, you know, like a year ago or so. So for 20 years, I was in denial. That's the real mental illness, is like getting into a BS marriage and like doing all these things to like make people think I was heteronormy. I definitely don't hate being a guy. Yeah, right. Like, I've always had long curly hair like this, and it was like kind of androgynous looking, but it's like, yeah, I super don't hate being a guy, like, at all. And then, like, when any kind of trans thing would come up, I would just like mental block initiated. But I want to get back to like the whole soul fragments thing. Like, I guess this video is like to try to help heal the other soul fragments, like, because that's not me in the dream. Like, I don't feel that way about these people. Like, I don't want to hurt them. I just want them to leave us alone, please. Stop like trying to hurt us and like get people to pass laws against us to persecute us just for like existing, minding our own business and existing. Apparently me existing is like it's a threat or something. Oh, you're like taking hormones and having your facial hair removed and your body hair removed, like that's a threat to us or something. And yeah, let me tell you about this other dream I had. I was having dreams about like concave chest man. This guy I knew, he was kind of a douchey bag, really douchey, typical douchebag guy I knew. And he actually never had facial hair until like, a couple of years ago. He started to get it. And I had a dream that he was on HRT, and I was like, what the... In the dream, I was like, no way, like, no way. And then when I woke up from that dream, I was like coming to, and I was like, wait a minute. I was like, what the... No, that was like, the hell? I had a dream this other guy I knew, like when I was like a long time ago when I was a kid, that he was on... I don't really want to call them a she because I don't know this, but I guess for the purposes of the incarnation of them in the dream, that she was like a she now, was on HRT, and there was like a whole like underground of people that were Transfems, and like some of them I knew from when I was a kid. Seemed like I had more like where I wanted to go with the other soul fragments of me that I don't know. People should just chill out. Like, I don't know. Just like stop hating people and shit. Like, I don't know. And it's not easy. I know it's not easy. Like, I can't really say what's helped. And it's like, you still do have negative feelings, but about some of these people, but I really don't want to hurt any of them. And that's what I'm saying here is like, it was it was so horrifying to me to be experiencing that in my dream. And then it's like, you wake up and it's like, oh my God. And I don't know. I don't know what that's about that I'm connecting. I guess it's like, I don't know. Maybe this is just a way to try to... But like, if we are like, here's another thing, like, the idea that, we all come from, a source consciousness, and like that's what love is. Like, that's what allows you to have love, is that we come from an original consciousness it's fractured itself into all these different souls that then incarnate into these meat suits that we're in. So this consciousness can have company with itself, but like, I don't know. I just don't know. I'm losing my train of thought too. Let me go sit in my space jockey chair, but I'll have to adjust my lighting because it's gonna shine right down on me. Now you can barely see me. So here we are. I'm in my space jockey chair. It's my 590s over there. You can't see that one too well. And then I got my 570s, the front soundstage. They're like the smaller version of those speakers. Let me just pause the recording for a minute. Okay, so I got my train of thought back. So there's this one trans girl YouTuber called Femyoz. That's Femyoz. Femyoz. And she was making streams about themarychu. Oh, themarychu. I've said her name, so there'll probably be her minions on this video. And she was calling her a shriveled up grease goblin or something. It was really funny, and she was making. And I don't advocate making fun of themarychu. I mean, I don't like themarychu, but I have very mixed feelings about her. Like, I really feel for themarychu on one level, but on the other level, it's like the shit she does is really not cool. Like the way she throws her fellow trans people under the bus and tries to make money off of it, and I don't want to get into all that again, but it's like she's disconnected. Like the whole like calling her a shriveled up grease goblin. I was thinking like about gray aliens, and you know what gray aliens look like, right? And there's some people that say that they're not like actual. People say different things about that, but some people are saying how like they're like these, sure, call them people or whatever. Like they're these entities, people, what have you, that they disconnected themselves from source consciousness because they're like, well, fuck that. They cut I was going to have scissors for this, actually. I was going to do ASMR with scissors. They pretend I have scissors, right? They clipped the fucking connection to the source consciousness, and when they did that, they kind of like, they don't have compassion anymore. They aren't capable of feeling love or compassion. And that's why they are these twisted, shriveled up things. That's why they look like that. Sometimes I think that's why Blair White looks the way she does, because if you look at Blair White before the lockdowns, she actually looked kind of cute. And then current Blair White, where she's just like, oh, punish all trans people because there were some bad apples or something, so just punish them all by having to have the wrong gender marker on all their documents and outing them to everyone. And she like advocates for that, and like, she's a Christian now. And she looks the way she does. It's because she like she's agreed to have her soul removed for power and money, and maybe that's why I don't know that that's the truth. I'm just speculating. I'm not trying to slander anyone here. It's just like, yeah, she's kind of gross. I don't want to talk about her, but so talking about like disconnecting, right? Like, so like, you get all like shriveled up. You disconnect your love, you know, like, and it's like maybe all they'd have to do, things that are like that, because that's what happens when you hate other people, right? Even if it's someone who deserves it, and you hate them to your, like my friend, that some of you know which friend I'm talking about, like Scottish person that's a friend of the channel. He knows who I'm talking about. My friend that ended our friendship in a messed up way because he's so consumed with hatred that it's like what he would rather do instead of being around people like me and Scottish person that love him and care about him, he would rather go live in a realm with his bullies where they just bully each other and are full of hate for each other, and like that's what he wants to live under. And it's like, maybe that's just what some of our consciousness wants to experience. So who am I to deny them that if that's what they want? It's just consciousness wants to try that on for a while, I guess. And it's like maybe some of these entities that are different levels of being disconnected from source consciousness. It's like they could end that if they would just, they could come back at any time, but they just won't admit or that they cut themselves out, or I don't know. It's like some kind of ego trip. But I wouldn't want to live without love and compassion. Like that's no way to live. I used to have a lot of hate in my heart for what I call Joe Normie. That's not like an individual person. That's like a caricature. Joe. I call it Joe Sixpack. It's like the typical normie person. It's like when I go and walk with a trans flag, giant trans. I like to walk with this big giant trans flag just to be supportive, and I have. Most people seem to like it, even though I'm in a bigoted part of California. I get a lot of positive support, but the few bigot people, they get mad. I may as well tell that. There's one time I was doing that, there's this white conservative lady, and I saw, when I was carrying the flag, right? I saw looks of anger and rage at her face. Like, she was just like, she was so mad, and she was leaning over her child to flip me off, and she was screaming at me, and after that, I became addicted to walking with the trans flag. It's like, it makes people who like it, who are trans affirming, trans, and trans themselves, it makes them happy as hell, because they don't feel as alone. And it makes bigot people like that super mad, and I can collect their tears on a little shot glass and enjoy it at the end of the day. Ooh, bigot tears, they're yummy. Like, when you bigot people call me the F slur and stuff, you think I care? Like, that's affirming to me. It's like, you see that I am that, and not some piece of shit cis guy, right? Like, why would you say anything? Don't you understand? Like, that amuses me that you get upset. Like, you're such a snowflake that you're upset that I have a flag with colors on it that's representing us. That we're born this way, like, and it has nothing. Some guy was saying, like, do you have a sexual flag? It has nothing to do with sexuality. It has to do with your gender identity. What exists inside of you. The sex of your meat suit is not the same as what gender you are. Like, hello. That's a medically recognized thing, that the sex and gender are not the same thing. Is this a flattering look for me or not? I don't have professional lighting. Oh no, I don't look completely pretty all the time. Oh no, I'll never be taken seriously as a transfem person. It's really hot in here. These are like LED lights. They used to be like halogen ones back in the day, and man, if they were those still, it would be even hotter in here. And it's really cold outside now, so. Wow. Hold on, let me pause the recording. Okay, I thought I had when I thought about making this video, I thought I had a point I wanted to get to about the other soul fractals of me that I'm receiving their hatreds of the transphobes, and I'm having dreams about it. Like, I'm experiencing their frame of consciousness where they have those thoughts of violence against transphobes, and that's a big part of what I wanted this video to be, is like trying to soothe them, trying to be like, you guys need to just and girls and guys in between, and you know what I mean, use guys. I like to say that because, like, I heard someone from New Jersey say, they use guys, you other humans, you know what I mean. I don't. And the word man used to just mean a person. Here's something I always thought of. Like, supposedly, like, man was like one of the first words in spoken languages for it meant just person, right? And then, like, what I think happened was, like, there was some guy, a man, someone with a pee-pee, right? Then they saw their first vagina once, and they went, whoa, man! And that's where the word woman came from. That's a pretty funny. I like that origin story. That's what I choose to believe, that where the word woman came from. That's they'd never seen a hoo-ha before or boobies, and they're just like, whoa! They saw him with they didn't have clothes. They came up on him and they were like, whoa, man! And then everyone would laugh, like, because there's like Billy Bob. He was the guy in the tribe who never seen a woman before, and then seen the first woman and said, whoa, man! And they're all laughing, like, oh, that's fucking great. That's what we're gonna call them now. So when people say what they are, we'll know. People in the future will know it was because of Billy Bob and 12,000 BC or whatever. Saw his first woman, and it's like, whoa, man. And I totally forgot the point of. Oh, I know what it was. So I was thinking about. Okay, like, we don't know. It's like people talk about aliens and stuff and blah 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 blah. But like, we don't know anything about. And I'm not a flat earther or any of that. No. It's, from what I can tell, it's round. It's a round Earth. Get out of it. What? And maybe it's like a dimensional thing. It's like it's got flat parts where or something that's like the one Mario where you go a certain way and it loops, or who the hell knows? It's not important, right? But my point is that we just don't know, like, for sure, like, what's even outside of here. Or say, like, it is like a, standard model, it's the universe as they told us it was, or whatever. We don't know anything about what life is like outside of here. The only thing, all our ideas about, like, life on other planets or other places comes from science fiction. We don't really know for sure what anything else is like. We don't have any like, you know what I mean? So here's an idea I thought of. I was thinking about, like, maybe where we are is like kind of, say it's like this God-forsaken world. Maybe we're in like somebody's pocket universe. Somebody or something, or some consciousness that disconnected itself from source. It created this little pocket realm, and then we came down and we were incarnated into it, and like, we are the only, like, God or, source consciousness that doesn't actually exist here. It's like it is like a God-forsaken realm, and the only way it exists is through us, because we have our connection to divine source consciousness, and our love for each other is like the only thing close to God here. That's the idea I had. I'm imagining like a pore, like a pimple, like pocket realm, like, what a pore looks like. It goes down. It's like we're in like a pocket realm, and like, I don't know. I have a lot of time on my hands to think about these things, and I've never had, like, my whole life I've been told this and that, and it's like I understood that's a whole funny, crap. It created a new video recording, so I have to splice this. I was hoping this would be one video file. Now I have to splice it together. And because before I could have just took the file and uploaded it. Now it's two different files, and I have to use a video converter to stitch them together, and it's a whole thing. But whatever, that's fine. This is like, you guys remember Stargods? He died. He's one of my favorite YouTubers because he would just have videos like this where he would just have his brain farts and like just kind of, work it out like this. But yeah, like, I was thinking how, like, this could be a pocket realm, and like the disconnected entities that run this place, they want us to become disconnected too, and that's why they make the world such a hard place to live in, so that we'll give up and do like my ex-friend did, which is give in to one's hatred and wanting vengeance so much. Like, to want vengeance like that so bad, you're like saying that this, whatever, your bullies or whatever, like, it's separate from you, when they're not. Like, we all, for God's sakes, funny thing to say, like, we all have the same, like, face. We have 2 ears, the mouth, the nose. It's funny how we all have, like, we have one thing with two things, and then like two things, then the one thing, and like we all have that. I'm grotesque without my girl glasses on and my lighting done just right. But with the same thing, and it's like, yeah, some of us are pretty messed up people. We've all done bad things, and it's like, you're just gonna hate people forever, and like you're gonna destroy yourself with your hatred for them? That's ridiculous. You just have to grow up and move on from that. And I try to. I mean, there's like, I'm not perfect either. A lot of stuff pisses me off in this world, but you just can't let it get to you, you know? As hard as it is, you have to forgive transphobic shithead assholes because they're just dumb little brainwashed little monkeys. They have insecurities about themselves, and then they push it on us. It's like, okay. So whatever, you know, like, whatever, I'm gonna pause the recording again. So like, when I say the word God, like, I don't think about, like, that might trigger some people, which I don't blame you, because like, religion is so ridiculous. And that's another thing I think, is that it's like these people, or ex-people, or these people that are disconnected from source consciousness, who don't have compassion now, and they're super evil. It's like they're the ones who came up with religion, so that because religions are so ridiculous that it makes a logical person be like, okay, so these religions are bullshit, they're fake, so then therefore God must not exist, to disconnect people from the idea of spirituality even, you know? And it's like, when I say God or like source consciousness, it's like imagine like a power steering. I use a lot of car analogies, so if you follow me on the internet, like, find a car person in your life and make them watch my videos with you so they can explain my analogies when I do this. But like, imagine a power steering reservoir, like the power steering fluid. It's like a hydraulic fluid. It comes out of the reservoir and it like circulates, and then it goes back, right? And it's like, that's what you could say God is. It's like the reservoir of the hydraulic fluid, and when it comes out of the reservoir and it goes through the hydraulic system, that's us. In all these different lifetimes, when you're Joe Bob in the 1950s, or you're Raiden Digital in the 80s and 90s and now and all that, like, that's you. And then you pass on, you return back to source consciousness, you get recycled back, and you come down around again, and you're like, it's still you, but you know, it's different, but the same. And it's like, it's all us. And it just doesn't interest. I don't know though. Like, do you guys think that's true? That like, there's this, we're all the same consciousness that's like it's fracturing itself to have company. There's this one crazy old man, I won't mention his name, but some of you might know who I'm talking about. He talked about how that there was like a source consciousness like that, and it was lonely, and it was like by itself for eons, and it drove itself mad, and then eventually it kind of like ripped itself in half into two slightly different shaped sections. So I guess like, you know, like it had one that had a thing poking out of it, and then a thing that had like a piece, like, you know, one was like a 51% and one was like a 49%. That's not how they described it. That's how I'm kind of imagining them to describe it. But like two similar sized pieces of that consciousness, but like they're separate, like the same consciousness, but it's like ripped in half, and then you got a male one and a female one, and that's like where male and female came from. And that's an like, I don't know for sure. That's what this video is. It's just me having a bunch of brain farts about like our consciousness. What are we? Where we came from? Where we're going? What is the point? Because I'm going through a lot of pain and suffering with my transition and trying to figure out what I want my name to be, because I was gonna make my name Raiden Digital, but then I was like, I'd like a girl name, and also, you know, a girl name, but like, and a first and last name that's like a normal thing that people in the American Empire can understand. That if I tell it to them on the phone, for example, they'll know what that is and be able to write it down and spell it correctly. So I'm struggling a lot to try to figure out what I want that to be. I'm not going to say what because I have a first name I like. Well, I'm not going to say, because I'm probably going to pick that. And I don't need creepy transphobe not that my subscribers are, but you know, creepy transphobe people that are probably watching this to get information about me, to attack me and my family. So yeah, but yeah, you know, feel free to put name ideas in the comments for me. You know, a girl name with a surname behind it, because I don't. Even if I didn't already hate the name of my family, I don't like them. And I would change it anyways to something else, because I don't like those people. Okay, going back to the guy, the janitor. Some of you might know who I'm talking about. One of the things he said once was, if there was a God worth worshiping, it wouldn't want you to. And like he said, how it's so abusive, that the entity that like it wants you to worship it, like that doesn't make sense. Like when you come home from school into your house, do your parents like make you bow down and worship them before you enter the house? That's kind of sick and abuse. And a lot of the things this guy said make sense. Like that's why like creation is so abusive, that like, animals or eating other animals, and all this pain and suffering, and it's like a kind of twisted, abusive creation. And what he's saying kind of makes sense in a lot of ways, because it's like the first being, it was twisted. He said how it was 27.5% negative. He said something like that. And that's why this creation is so twisted, because, well, like his story is that it's not, like we all came from that original consciousness, but like it kind of, it's not like, it's not the same thing as like what I was originally saying. Is what he's saying is, and I don't know which was the truth, right? I'm just speculating on it. I'm just having brain farts. So what he's saying is like that we're not all just kind of like connected to the same thing, that this consciousness kind of broke off, and it would like rip other pieces of itself off, and then those pieces were, it's like boom, 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 like that, right? And it goes down the line, right? The different consciousnesses that. He had a certain way of explaining how, like, it takes a certain percent of your, because if you rip off too much of your consciousness, your soul, or whatever it is, it kind of like dissipates and you are no more. So you can only release a certain amount of your essence to create like a new, you know, conscious entity or whatever. Where was I going with this? I don't know. I was just kind of speculating. Like, I was just, you know, thinking about like, what is it, you know? But then this person says a lot of other stuff. He says how he's inside of the orange guy. You're inside of him. When you said how you were born transgender in your other lifetimes, how you're a masculine entity, right? You were born as crazy samurai woman in this one lifetime. You're all messed up, and yeah, so you'd probably have compassion for transgender people, but you're inside of this guy that's promoting all this anti-trans stuff and a bunch of other crazy abusive. So I don't know, but maybe some people have some of these ideas because it's kind of close to the truth, but it's not quite the truth. You know, like maybe we're not, like I was saying earlier, maybe we're not allowed to have the truth in this realm, because we don't want it. We come here for like the fun, the mystery of it all that we don't know. So, you know, if you could know the truth, would you really want to? Maybe you'd be bored then. And sometimes I think, okay, I'll give a spoiler warning. So this, just pause the recording right now and go watch the Divergent series. Divergent, Insurgent, all those different movies. So I'm about to spoil the third movie right now. So they're in like a city and it's like walled off and they can't, there's like no one goes outside the wall, man. We don't. And turns out, they go out there and it's like the whole planet was like at a war and like they had GMO humans and they made them like be more egotistic, so they destroy the planet. And the little city was like, it was a place where they're trying to see if they could breed out the genetic defects in people. And there was like this little, there was humans left who were not GMO people that they're still struggling. But like the whole people inside the walls, they were like trying to get them to a point where they could like go to the next level. And I kind of had a dream about this too. I had a dream that it was this really crazy dream where it was like outer space, like it existed, right? But it's like not what we think it is. It's like it's all different out there, and it's like what we. It's not like we're in a matrix, right? It was like that. Like this place is kind of like a testing ground, or it's like a filtration system, right? And like the real world that exists out there, and it's like it's a totally different thing, and it's like this place is like a filtration system to filter out the shithead people. And that's how, like, maybe that's like how there is a better universe out there, is that they make you go through this place first. And if you become a better person, you let go of your hatred and that's sometimes I think that's what trans people represent, is that's why they cause us to be born like this, because they're testing whether we're going to be honest with ourselves that we're born this way and then medically transition. Because like, I wanted to transition since I was 12, okay? It's literally what I've always wanted. And every time I would think about how I would want it, I'd be like, oh no, like, because, well, I talked so long that my phone ran out of storage and I had to spend like 15 minutes taking the videos off my phone, and I don't even remember what I was saying. So let me try to finish this up. Like, that's something I think about a lot, that like religions are just here to try to take us off. Like, just follow the golden rule. Like, don't do things to people that you wouldn't want done to yourself. It's pretty simple. Like, don't try to take away people's rights because they're gay or because they're trans. Because when you do that, you're saying, you're consenting that it's okay for someone to do that to you because you're this or you're that. And you wouldn't want people to do that to you, to take away your rights because you're this or you're that. Or like take away your driver's license for something like, oh, well, your hair is a different color now because like when you got your driver's license, you said it was brown, but now you're older and like it's gray now. So like we're going to revoke your driver's license because you're like being deceptive or something, or like you dyed your hair and you didn't update your driver's license to be like, or or like you had it on your driver's license that it is brown, but it's really black, or like whatever. And that's something else I think about a lot too. Like maybe this life is just a filtration system. It's like a test. But like maybe knowing that and behaving better, it's like maybe that gets you in trouble too. Like, hey, we saw your lifetime and we saw that you had high suspicions that this was a test, and you were only nice to people because you suspected that, but you're really just an asshole. So we're gonna memory wipe you and put you in again. Maybe that's happened to me, like over and over again. I'm doing it to myself again. But just be good to people. Like, what is like, oh, they're gay or something, so like we should discriminate against them. No, you shouldn't. That's stupid. I don't know. It's late. I keep doing this to myself, where I need to go to sleep, but my brain, it just keeps going and going, like trying to being super active all the time, and I'm always thinking about these things, and I end up staying up late, and it just messes me up. It's like past midnight now. I'm supposed to get up. I don't have anything to do tomorrow. Usually I'm really busy all the time, every day, with transition related stuff. But I don't have anything to do tomorrow, but I still need to get up at a consistent... I have to wake up to take my HRT meds, so a lot of times when this happens, I'll wake up, take my HRT meds, then go back to sleep for a little bit, which is probably going to have to do tomorrow. But I'm trying to stay up, like get up at consistent times, so that, because I can't do that Monday, because I got to get up and go do things Monday. So it's like I have to keep my sleep schedule, but it's still like my brain is active, and then it causes me, I'm like, every day I try to, like, I'm going to go to sleep early tonight for realsies, and then I don't. And then recording a 5-hour video like this, just being like, blah, 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 having brain farts for everyone. And here we are. So I guess that's all I have to say for now. It seems like I have some deeper points I wanted to make, but it's lost on me now. But if you made it to the end, and you still are watching, thanks, I guess. You're cool. You're cool for being subscribed and listen to my brain farts. And protect Positive Squad. Protect themarychu. Because she keeps the company of people who don't respect her. On the video, I'll put a link to that in the description too. The video where Femyoz, what's the name? Femyoz was making fun of her and calling her a grease goblin. In like part 2 of the stream, I was like, she was making fun of Mary because Mary can never meet her donation goals, and I said, yeah, it's because Mary's subscribers don't respect her. They don't care about her. They're transphobic assholes. They only hang around her because she's transphobic to herself, and then goes and dunks on other trans people, and they like that. That's the only reason they don't directly attack her. It's because they're like, they like hanging out with her, and Mary and the gang go hassle a bunch of other trans people. But that's why Mary would be she was making fun of the way Mary looks, and Mary looks okay. I think she looks okay, but the only reason she doesn't look as good as she could is because she's full of self-hate. I was the same way. I have a lot in common with Mary as far as hating myself, the way I used to hate myself for being this way. And she's just she didn't, I guess she used to call herself a woman, and she was just living her life. Then she started doing the cope where she calls herself a man, and it's like, oh, it's okay that she's not passable now because she's like, I call myself a man. So it's as a cope, and it's that's just basically self-hate. It's just you take your internalized transphobia and then spewing it out, and it covers the outside of your body now. And that's stupid. Just you gotta learn to love yourself too, you gotta learn how to love other people, and you gotta learn how to love yourself too. I mean, I'm not the most pretty person but people seem to think I'm a cis woman sometimes. I was in Walmart recently. I was just walking along, whatever, and these people came in. Why do I always do that in my videos? I always point like over there. I like doing that for some reason. Oh, I may as well tell you this. I was hanging out with some friends in the LGBT community, and this one trans girl, she liked this game called Secret Hitler. I'd never heard of this before. That's her favorite game. And then I was the Secret Hitler the first time we played it. Oh, shit. And I'm surprised my World War II itis never came out because I know a lot of stuff from back then. It's I have the I forgot to switch it back to recording on the SD card. Son of a bitch. It's a hereditary condition, though. I have got it from my father because he knew all the stuff about World War II. But like, I should have mentioned this when we were playing because it's something I always thought was funny. Like, imagine if you had a time. I was thinking about this because this makes me laugh. Imagine if you had like a time machine and you went back to like when Hitler was in power, like in his prime and shit, right? And then you had like your selfie camera like this, so they wouldn't know what this is. If it's a little thin rectangle, they wouldn't understand that that's a motion video capture device. And then let's pretend my left surround 590 is Hitler and his gang, his entourage, right? And then you'd just be like, you go in your selfie cam in front of Hitler and you'd be pointing back and be like, and you'd be speaking German, right? So pretend I'm saying all this in German and that you also understand German, right? So you'd be pointing back and be like, that guy is literally Hitler! And blah, 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 right? And then his posse, right? His like Hitler people, his Hitler entourage, it'd be like, imagine if you were like saying that, you're pointing and be like, that's literally Hitler! And they'd be like, God, that's Femyoz, that is literally Hitler. What's your point? That's just so. I mean, yeah, Hitler fucking, genocide, massacring people. That's bad, but that's not funny. But that's just funny to me. Like the fucking, that's literally Hitler, but like it literally is though. Like. And they're not from the future. They don't have the fucking future context. Like we have other twisted politicians that are also like the new Hitler. And this guy is but no, that literally is Hitler though. And I don't know, if I had a time machine, I'd just use it to do stupid shitpost videos of like, and people would just think it's AI. Like, yeah, no, I really went back and created an alternate timeline where I was like, that's literal, and I learned German and made a time machine just to go and make a stupid shitpost. So, protect Positive Squad, protect transphobic, TERF trans women in England who cope by calling themselves men, even though they look a lot more passable than most of us are ever get to experience. But they make themselves ugly from their internalized transphobia when they could just, deal with their self-hate issues and, get more cosmetic procedures to be more passable and to live their life as a woman, be happy. Like you've had the bottom surgery, Mary. So just like, it's a little late to be like, just own up, just be a trans woman, like be happy living your life as a woman, like yeah. I don't want this to turn into a video about her, but whatever, just love each other, be happy, like treat each other good, let go of your hatred, just let go, man. Like I used to have I was trying to say that earlier, I used to have a lot of hatred about shit that we don't need to get into right now. And when I was on that website, seeing all those people, they're I mean, that's what this video is about, to release your hatred. So let me talk about that experience, since the video about it is no longer on my channel. I was not talking about it earlier, but like, yeah, there's this one guy on that website where he was basically like, the gist of his, I should have printed it out and put it somewhere on the wall so I'd have it, the exact comment, but the gist of his comment that he made was basically, boo-hoo, all the non-white, non-heteronormie people, straight cis people are ruining the country, boo-hoo. And they really believe that shit. It's like, oh, okay, so like this gay guy named Freddie over here, he's like, you'd never even know he was gay at all unless you hung around in his bedroom or something. You'd never know he's even gay. And he's just minding his own business and living his life, not bothering anyone. But he's ruining the country, though. You believe that? You're so twisted. Like I saw a lot of this fucking hate that these people have and how twisted it made them, and I'm like, I don't ever want to hate nobody ever again. I don't. I don't. Like, no. You just gotta love each other and shit, you know? You just gotta forgive people for being sick assholes. Like, what are you gonna do? You just gonna hate them forever because they did a bad thing? And I gotta admit, like, some people do some fucked up shit, man. Like, yeah, some people do some fucked up shit where you should put them somewhere where they'll be isolated from the rest of society for the rest of their life. But then you just gotta fucking forgive them for that shit. You know, you can't. And I can't blame people who can't forgive people for shit. You know, there's some people that do some fucked up shit, and it's like. But like, the more it just tears up your own soul to just fucking hate people and shit. Just fucking whatever. So just love each other, even if someone doesn't fucking deserve. Like my friend, right? My friend that ended our friendship in a messed up way. I was telling this to this other trans girl I knew, and she was saying, well, like, and I was saying how, like, I still feel for him. I still wish him the best. I wish the best for him. And she was saying, like, how, like, she's like, oh, I don't wish the best for fucked up asshole toxic people. Fuck them. And it's like, I don't think he's a bad person. He's just hurt. That's what makes you that way. That when you're hurt and you've been deprived of love, like the friend I'm talking about, ex-friend, friend, whatever. Scottish guy knows who I'm talking about. He's been tortured his whole life for being gay. He's, you know, like when you're denied love, when you're hated on, and thus, you know, denied love, denied being accepted for the way you are, it makes you hurt. So I can't hold a grudge for him for being a twisted person like that. You know, he even told me how he doesn't even want to get better. He just wants to embrace his revenge. But, you know, that's what he wants, you know. But it's still, like, I still wish the best for him, that for him to heal somehow, some way, someday, maybe not in this lifetime, but some way, somehow. I still care about him, you know what I mean? Like, I shouldn't. That's like my weakness. Like, I shouldn't care about him. But I still do. Like, I don't want to see him in pain. I want to see him. I have the hopes that someday that he'll be healed, you know, and he'll be able to live his life without obsessing over his bullies and making that his whole life about his bullies. Like, you have all these people who love you and care about you, and you're spending your time and your energy obsessing over your bullies. Like, so I don't know, whatever. Like, don't end up like that. I'm gonna make a story about that someday. Like, with telling the story of my friend, but I'll change certain details. But that's what it's gonna be based on if I ever do it. Is this person I was friends with for it was only like a year or maybe 2 years. It was like the past year we had gotten really close, and then he took our friendship and he fucking smashed it with a fucking hammer, basically. And it hurts me a lot, but like I know he's in a place of pain and shit, you know. And whatever, I still care about him. And I hope the best for him, you know. Even though some people, like, don't think I should, you know, I do. That's my weakness, is compassion. I care about people who... And am I wasting my energy that I care about him still? I don't think about him that often, you know, it's painful. Like, I used to always drop by his community tab and, you know, say just to keep him company too, and say, you know, like what happened that day and stuff. And now I don't have anyone to do that with on YouTube. But, you know, whatever. This video's gone on for way too long. So, protect Positive Squad. Peace and love. And building a better world and loving each other, and for forgiving the fucked up people among us for everything they've done. Maybe they'll Maybe they'll develop a conscience, and repent for the evils they've done. You never know. I mean, there have been some really fucked up people that they realized what they did, and they grew and became better people. That's like, I don't just want to throw people away. Like, someone who is deeply evil, they have the potential to become a really good person because they'll see the harm that they did or the whatever, and they'll become a better person. I don't know, this has gone for too long. Thanks for watching. Protect Positive Squad. And have a nice day. I'm holding a piece of popcorn in my hand. I'm not making a weird hand symbol. I found a piece of popcorn on my floor and I was holding it. Let me put that down so I can gesture without being. I wasn't doing a 666 thing. I was holding a piece of popcorn in my hand. Whatever. Protect Positive Squad. Okay, bye. Good morning. I have this last piece I wanted to put in here because I forgot to tell the story I was going to tell when I was saying like how I was pointing to stuff in my videos. But the guy in Walmart, I was just walking along and he's all like, this guy was in like a group of people and he was like 20 feet away, and this guy sees me and he's like, holy shit, she's tall, like loud enough where I could hear it. And like, it's like, that's semi-affirming, so thanks, I guess. It's kind of weird to talk about people like when they're close enough where they can hear you, but I guess he just likes the tall one so much he couldn't help himself. But yeah, that was pretty weird. Okay, bye now for realsies.